everybody. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Kelly. I am a second grade teacher in California, and today is Monday, October 22nd. It is our first recess, so I got through the morning, and it's been kind of a strange day. On Friday, I got sick in class. I got really dizzy, and I had to lay down on the ground, had my class taken out by another teacher, and I went to urgent care. I'm all right, but it's just kind of weird trying to get back into the swing of things. My class was so good on Friday when I had my little episode. They stayed in their seats. They were very quiet and calm. So I brought them a treat today. So today after lunch, they're all going to get a cookie for getting through that excitement, just being an absolute excellent, stellar class that I know that they are. But sometimes with how chatty they are, I'm like, oh, if something ever happens, it's going to be bad. But they proved that they know what to do in the case of emergency, and I'm really proud of them. So this morning we worked on what did we work on? We did our fluency, which I still don't know. We do fluency every day, and the way that we do it is, or 3 times a week. The way we do it is we have a summary of the story that we're reading. They exchange papers with their partner. One partner reads for 1 minute while the other one tracks. They circle the words that they read and then count how many words and record that, and then the other partner goes and that's how we do fluency. They just read for 1 minute. So it takes about 5 to 10 minutes. It takes for a really long time. And I just don't know. I don't know how valuable it is. I don't know if they're really getting it. We do a fluency test every trimester, and I just feel like, if we were practicing this every single day, I should be seeing better reading, and I just don't think I am. I should be seeing more fluent reading, and I just don't see that I am. So I don't know if I'm going to do it every week. I didn't do fluency last week, and I felt like I had a lot more time. So I decided to do it this week. So maybe I'll just switch to doing it every other week. I don't know. If anybody ever has any suggestions about what to do with fluency or how they do fluency, please let me know, because this is how, as far as I know, everybody in our district does it. And I don't know if it's the best way to do and to teach fluency. Then we tried to do vocabulary. I tried to do something new this week and put vocabulary up on Google Classroom. Unfortunately, the slides still had some text that the kids couldn't delete off of it, and it was very hard. So I nixed it. I'm going to delete that. I revamped the slides, and I'm going to put it up, and we're going to try it again tomorrow. And I'm trying to integrate technology a little bit more into my classroom. And this also, we do 5 vocabulary words a week, and I was hoping that it might save some paper. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works. It's an off week. We're not testing the story this week. Well, we are, but we're only testing main idea and detail this week. We're just doing the skill, not the vocabulary and the phonics and all of that. So I have a little bit of room to play and see how it works. And then we dove into the story this week. We're reading the story Superstorms by, I believe it's Seymour Simon, which is about various kinds of storms. We asked questions about the text, and the kids had some really great questions that they came up with. And then we answered some questions, which was a little bit harder. As usual, I have like 2 or 3 kids who are eager to answer every single question, and then a bunch of kids who just aren't listening. And I don't know what to do with that. I'm reading the story to them. I'm stopping. I'm saying, go back and reread this page, reread, even so far as saying, okay, this is the question. What are some words that we can describe thunderstorms or tornadoes? Reread this page, reread this sentence, and I'm still getting, I don't know. So they're not very engaged. So I really need to find ways to make reading more engaging. It's just something I really need to work on this year. And then we're moving into ELD after recess. So I'm going to be working on the vocabulary word beware, and asking them what are some things we need to be aware of. So I'll be explaining what beware means. It is one of our vocabulary words this week. And then we'll come up with a list of things and then have conversations with partners about beware. And then in math, we're going to skip counting by 2s, 5s, 10s, and 100s. So it's the first day of the unit, which is only like 6 days long, and we're starting with a pre-assessment that we wrote real simple little thing. I took some of it from a resource I saw online where they're filling in this chart, counting by fives, counting by tens, and then given a number, they have to skip count, and then they have to count, skip count by twos, fives, tens, and hundreds down here. So it's just sort of to see what they already know. And then after, we were going to play this game, School Bump, where they were going to get into partners, and I got this off TPT. It was a freebie. I just Googled, or I just entered skip counting games and chose free, and this came up, and it's, they roll the dice, they, so that say they get 5, they have to skip count by 5 by, this is skip counting by tens, I believe. Yeah, skip counting by 10, and then whatever number they say, they have to cover with the chip. If their partner says the same word, or says the same number, they can bump their chip off and then they put it on. But if they put 2 chips on the same number, they can't be bumped. So I thought we were going to play that, but I think actually what we're going to do is on Thursday we had started making these place value spiders, which I don't have a copy of here, but basically they rolled a dice, they wrote a number, and then they needed to find 10 more, 10 less, 100 more, 100 less than a number on 4. So that's 4 legs, and the other ones, they're going to draw a picture, write it in expanded form, write it in word form, and do one more thing, which I can't remember. And then they're going to color the spider. So we were going to work on that on Friday, but unfortunately we weren't able to because I got sick. So I think I want to finish that, and we'll play the game another day. So I think that's what we're going to do. But anyway, that was my bell. So I will catch up with you at lunch again. See you later. Hello everyone, I'm back. It is now lunchtime. We made it through ELD and math pretty well. ELD went really well. We got our conversation up to 3 sentences. So what I do for ELD on Mondays is I give them a word or a question that they have to answer. So this one was, what are things that you have to beware of? And then we come up with a word bank of ideas of things that we have to be aware of. And then we write sentences. We start with one sentence and we choose one of the words from the word bank. And then they turn and talk with their partner. There's a whole conversation frame that they have to do. The first partner says, may I share my idea with you? The second partner says, of course. Then the partner A will say the sentence, you have to beware of tornadoes. B says, thank you for sharing. May I share my idea with you? And they go around. And so the goal is to get them to have, to expand that one sentence into 3 or 4, possibly more, but my ELD group, which is English Language Development, is the lowest group. I have 3 or 4 students in the class who don't speak any English at all, and they have to be prompted every word, although they are understanding more and they're able to say at least the may I share my idea with you without a lot of prompting or hand holding. So the idea is to get them turning and talking and having these collaborative conversations. And so we got up to 3 sentences today, which was really good. And then I pulled a couple of people up to have the conversation in front of the class as an exemplary example. So it went really, really well. Then we went into math, and the test was too hard for them, which is fine because it gave me a really good idea of who was where. A couple of people did really well. They had to start by counting by 5s to 200, and it was so funny because the first person who turned it in, I was correcting his. I'm like, oh, I made a mistake on this. Go ahead, and I told them to change it because based on his work, I was like, oh, I made this mistake. And then another kid turned theirs in, and I went and I was like, wait a second, he didn't have run into the same problem. And I realized the first kid had actually made a mistake, which I had missed in counting. So that I was like, oh, never mind, I didn't make a mistake, but it's okay. I'll just grade based on what I told them. Basically, it's just how far they were able to count by 5s, how far they were able to count by 10s, and then counting by 5s and 10s in different ways. I ended up only giving them a half an hour on the test because by that time I was like, if they're not done, they clearly don't know the standard, which is fine. It just gives me a better idea of who I need to teach and what I need to teach and where I'm starting from. Then we worked on our place value spiders, which look like this. So this is my number. I don't know if you can see that. there, I think this is it. I got this off TPT for free. It was by Amy Darley, The Land of Second Grade. This was free. Again, I Googled place value, freebie, and this popped up. I did make some changes. On the original, it wanted you to write the hundreds, tens, and ones, then expanded form, the model form, the word form, and then a number greater and a number less. But since we just spent the last week working on 10 more and less and 100 more and less, I just whited it out and I did that. So some of the kids are done, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to be checking theirs and then having them go over it in pen before they color it, because I want those numbers to really stand out. So, and then a few people are still working on, they don't remember how to do expanded form, or they're not sure how to do 100 less. So we're slowly getting there. So we only had about 10 minutes to work on that. But that's fine. It's just going to be an ongoing project. Just now I've been catching up. I had my spelling from last week, my spelling packets, homework that I didn't get a chance to check in before I got sick. I'd been planning to do that at the end of the school day, but by the time I got back from urgent care, I was just ready to go home. Plus, I was being driven home and I needed to get out so the person could go ahead and drive me. So I just left it at school. I was like, I can do it. So I've got it all checked in. I gave them their dojo points. I read all their sentences for spelling. So I'm all caught up there. I just have one more thing that I have to enter in the grade book, and then I'm all caught up from Friday and ready for Monday. So the rest of the day we are going to do, first we're going to have our cookies, then we're going to learn about action verbs in the present tense. We're going to do some writing. We're going to move on to our next, go to recess. We'll move on to our next science activity, and then we'll do RTI, and then we'll go home. So I don't know if I'm going to catch up with you at recess or if I'm going to wait till after school. It just sort of depends on how much time I have at recess and everything. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and enter my last things in my grade book that I need to do and get ready for the kids to come back, and I'll catch up with you later. End of the day, we made it through with just sailed right through. They were really grateful for their cookies. I had one kid who came up, she's like, what's your favorite color? And I told her purple, red, and blue, and she's like, okay. And then later she's like, you want to know why I asked you what your favorite color is? It's because I'm going to write you a thank you note, and I'm going to write thank you Miss Y, and I'm going to write it in all those colors. I was like, oh, that's so sweet. So I'm getting thank yous for my thank you, which is really nice. This is a really sweet class. We also did writing, which is coming along really, really well. I had given them all a rubric at the beginning of this writing prompt, and I went through what I was looking for, and then now when they turn in their final product, I'm going through the rubric with them, just telling them, what you have a great topic sentence, or you had a topic sentence, or this topic sentence is okay, but it could have been better, that sort of thing, and then showing them, and if we were getting a test, this is what you would get on the writing. So they're really getting a chance to see what I'm looking for, and I'm getting really good, I'm getting a lot better responses than I had previously. So I'm really heartened by that. And then science was a lot of fun. So science, what we did is I gave them a picture of a pond habitat and a picture of a rainforest habitat, and there were different organisms on them. And then I gave them a key, and they had to use the key to figure out what organisms were in what environment. And I had done this last year, but I didn't read the directions, and I had them cut out the organisms and sort them, and it was just a mess, and they didn't get it, and I didn't get it clearly. So this year, it was a lot smoother. I had one group that wasn't able to do it independently, so I worked with them. I had one student that even with his group trying to help, he just couldn't do it, but that's okay. I'll work with him. And then one girl whose group was helping her out, but she didn't do it with them. But so I gave it to her and I told her what to do, and she was able to do it independently. So, it's really good to see that sort of range. So they're all done sorting the organisms into the different environments or the different habitats. And then on Thursday, there's some questions that we're going to answer. And then I think this one has a claim evidence response. I think that's what it's called, the CRE, claim response evidence. I'm not exactly sure. I think this one has one of those, so I need to print that out and copy it and do it with them, because this is going to be their first time doing that. And I want to give them a chance to understand how to do it. I'm still a little not totally clear how to do it, but I'm using the answer key to sort of guide my students and guide what I need, my understanding, so my students can understand. So we went to RTI and then we closed up and went home. And then after everyone was gone, I decided to start working on my door decoration for Red Ribbon Week. I absolutely loathe decorating my door for Red Ribbon Week. I am usually the first person saying, why are we doing this? It takes up time. It's not student directed. It's all teacher. It's not any fun. It's just a mess. And then every year I end up doing something anyway. I just don't see the point. I don't see the connection between being drug-free and decorating your door. I'm not creative in that way. I'm not artistic. I'll show you what I drew and I put together. I got it off Pinterest and it's not all that great. So I'm doing hands off drugs, and then that's my hand that I drew. I kept having to look and count and make sure I was getting it right. And then what I'm going to have the students do is they're going to work in partners and trace each other's hands and then cut out their hands in construction paper, and then we're going to put them inside the hand, and I think I'm going to have them write in pen on it, like I'm drug free or something like that, and then sign their name. So it's just, I don't know. I don't like doing it, but I feel I might as well. Plus, the person who has the best door wins a pizza party. Last year, I think I was the only teacher in the lower grade who did it. I still did not win the pizza party, which tells you how bad my doors are. Although last year it was really cute. We made Frankenstein little monsters. Which I do every year around Halloween anyway. And then I think I wrote, "Don't drugs turn you into a monster," something like that. And then we put the monsters up. I thought it was cute, but I didn't get the pizza party. I don't know. I think there actually was one other lower grade teacher who did it. Maybe she got the pizza party, or maybe they just forgot. I really don't know. So I am almost getting ready to go. I am going to do one more thing. I printed these from Teachers Pay Teachers. They were another freebie. They're these little puzzles where they're counting. This one is counting by twos, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. And what they do is I'm going to cut these all apart and then put them in a bag. And then if the students have free time, or they finish an assignment early, they're going to be able to get one of the bags and put the puzzle together. Unfortunately, they're all winter themed, and it's fall right now, and where I am, fall means that it is 80 and 90 degrees. Usually. Today it was actually nice. I was pleasantly surprised, but it's been 80 and 90 degrees and dry, and that fall crispness, but that hot of summer, and it's just an unpleasant combination. So they're going to be looking, but I really don't think they're going to care. I think they're just going to really like that. So I'm going to cut these apart, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and take off because it is almost time to go. I am going to go ahead and film again tomorrow, and then I'll combine the two days into one vlog. So I'm going to cut these apart, and the next time I see you, it will be tomorrow. So have a great night. Okay, I know I already said goodbye, but that's it for today. I've cut all the games up, I've finished grading, and I put all my tests in order. I set up the schedule for tomorrow and changed the date, so I'm all ready to go. So I will see you tomorrow morning. Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, October 23rd. It is the kickoff to Red Ribbon Week this week. So we are kicking off, we do Spirit Week where every day we have a different theme that we're dressing up. So today is Jersey Day, and since I don't follow sports, I don't have any team jerseys at home. So what I do is I have Captain America jerseys. So I have a Captain America baseball shirt and then a Captain America hockey jersey. So I chose to wear the hockey jersey today because I haven't gotten the chance to wear it before. So that's my way of showing Red Ribbon Week pride. And yeah, so today is going to be a good day. We have library today. Hopefully I won't have another split class. So what happens in my district, a lot of times we don't get substitutes for teachers, especially when there are a lot of teachers out in the district. And when that happens, the class gets split into groups of 4 and 5, and those kids get farmed out into other classes. So yesterday I had a class, Friday I had a class, I believe Thursday I had a class, Wednesday I had a class. So I've had classes almost every day, and we do get extra pay, so that's great. But it is hard because like I have to use my small group table for the kids because I was trying to have them all at one table, but it's just too much for them. They're working, they're talking. It's a lot of, the more kids at one table, the more they talk. So I'm gonna have to use my small group table. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that there's no split class today, keeping a positive attitude. So this morning I've made my copies already. I have to make an anchor chart. I got an idea from watching Coffee and Firsties. I can't remember her name, but she did an activity with her first graders where they were looking for H buddies, so digraphs with WH, TH, SH, TCH or CH, TCH, and I don't know if she did FH, and I don't know if I'm going to do FH because I don't know if I can fit them all on one chart. But she had her kids go through books and look for words that had those digraphs. I can't talk this morning. That had those digraphs, write them on a post-it and put it on a chart. So we're doing those digraphs this week. And I thought that, you know, even though my kids are second graders, it's still a really worthwhile activity for them to do, especially since I still have some kids, even after we did the lesson in the morning and we blended the words and we wrote the words and we did all that, I had my small group at the end of the day and the word was that or them or something, and I had a kid who went instead of, so they need extra help. And though, you know, we have our reader's notebook, which is the workbook that goes along with our reading program, and I just don't like the phonics worksheet. So as we discovered yesterday with my Red Ribbon Week door decorating contest, I am not an artist. So what I did is I went ahead and I printed out pictures from the internet that demonstrate those digraphs: whale, thumb, chick, shh, and phone, which again, I don't know if I'm going to do phone. And I'm just going to put those on the chart, and then the kids are going to look through their reading books and their phonics books and maybe their AR books too, and look for words that have those digraphs. So I'm going to go ahead and start making that anchor chart, and I will catch up with you. I don't know if I'm going to do recess, but I will definitely talk with you again at lunch. And this is what my chart looks like. As have H buddies at the top, WH, TH, CH and TCH, SH, and then I squeezed in PH at the bottom. So I will hang that up and the students will be able to stick their Post-it notes on it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get set up a little bit more and I will catch up with you at lunch or recess, depending. Hey everybody, it's now lunchtime. I made it through the morning. I did end up having a split class today, which was sort of good because the other second grade teacher was missing, and when they're missing we can't do ELD, so I was able to take that time to work on my Red Ribbon Week door and then work on those place value spiders that we were doing yesterday. So we're almost done with the place value spiders. We just need to, the kids are coloring them and we're going to cut them out and put them together probably tomorrow, sometime this week. And I got all their hands done on the door, so I'm just putting them up. We did ELA, we were able to do the activity where we went through our book and found words, and they found a lot. Here, let me show you the chart now. So here's the chart. Just, they had so much fun looking for words and finding words. A lot of repeats, of course, especially in the WHs. They couldn't find anything for PH, so a lot of them just wrote phone themselves. But that's what we did. And then I was able to do main idea and detail. This is another chart that I got off of, I did a Google search and I found this where it's a table and for the main idea, and the supporting legs are the supporting details, and they really got that idea right away. They were able to identify the main idea of the story and then give me 3 details that support it. So tomorrow we're going to do a graphic organizer of the story, and then I think on Thursday what I'm going to do is I have a book called Ready Common Core, and it has a lesson on main idea and details, and we're going to go ahead and, sorry, I'm just going to set you down. We're going to go ahead and do a page off of that. We tried to do vocabulary off Google Slides again, and it didn't work. I don't like doing vocabulary on Google Slides, partly because they're not used to typing, but partly because I like the way I've been doing vocabulary for the past few years, and they're just so distracted that I don't think they're getting the words. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy the vocabulary packets, and then we're going to make up vocabulary the regular way the rest of the week. So we are going to go into math next, and then language arts after the last recess, and then I think we're having RTI as far as I know. And then it'll be the end of the day, which is good because I have a migraine now. My kids got a little wild after library, and that stressed me out to the point that it triggered a migraine, unfortunately. I'd sent them out. We came back from library, put our books down. I sent them out to go line up for recess, or to line up for lunch, and I walked outside, and they were yelling and screaming and jumping on each other and pushing each other, and so I sent them all back. I had them put their heads down. I talked about what I expected from them, and then we try it again, and they did much better. So I'm hoping that the rest of the day they're fairly calm, and I get through. I took medication for the migraine. I've just been laying down in the dark, and I feel a little bit better, but I can definitely feel that I am tired and not feeling that great right now. So hopefully I get my energy back for the rest of the day. The bell's about to ring, so I will catch up with you probably after school. Hey everyone, I'm back. It's the end of the day. I survived to the end, and it was an uphill struggle. I just was so low energy with my migraine and the medication kicking in, and the kids are so high energy because it's just an exciting day. And then we had some unexpected things, like we go to RTI at the end of the day, and I send my groups off. I pull my group. I got everyone who was not in my group but is still in the class working on their projects, and I hear shouting and yelling from outside. And then all of a sudden, half the kids come running back in. Their RTI teacher isn't there. They don't have RTI today. And I was just done. Honestly, I was just like, you know what? I've now got all these extra kids. The internet I didn't think was working. It turns out it's just the staff internet that seems to be down. The student internet is still working. But I didn't know that. I thought I can't put them on iPads because the internet's not working. I have extra kids in here anyway. I don't have iPads for them. So I decided to have them work on STEM bins, which are some science, technology, engineering, mathematic bins, which are basically little pencil boxes that have things like, some of them have Legos, some of them have dominoes, some have note cards of different sizes and tape for them to build things on. There's magnetic shapes, there's snap cubes, so all different stuff. So they were working on those. I just had everyone doing that. It's not a response to intervention, but I just couldn't do it. So they're all working on that. Everything is going good. And then a parent walks in and she's like, oh, I thought you moved rooms, but this is still your room. Good. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And she steps out, and then she and her, I guess, older daughter walk in, and they're carrying these cups. They're carrying these cups full of candy and pencils and toys and bubbles and all these different things. And I was like, what's going on? Because I knew it wasn't the student's birthday, and now, to be fair, the student told me that her mom was bringing Halloween cups, but I thought she meant mom was bringing Halloween cups on Halloween, because that made sense to me. I just thought, kids get time mixed up. But mom said, oh no, she was afraid that Halloween was going to be too hectic and it was going to get all jumbled up and we were not going to have enough time to hand them out. So she asked me to bring them today. Okay, that's fine. So I told her kind of what was going on. The student happened to be in the room right then. So mom said, can I stay? I was like, yeah, sure. We put the cups down on a table. She went over and was watching and talking with her kid. Everybody else is doing work, and I'm like, I counted the cups and there was only 25, and I had 5 extra students, and I'm like, oh no. Okay, I can deal with this. So I pulled out, I have mini erasers from Target. I have pencils that I've had. They're not Halloween pencils, but they're special pencils. And I have Starburst. So I pull all that out. My kids all come back. We get everything put away. I tell them to hand out the cups to my students. I pull the other class over and I give them their stuff, and they're really excited, and then they saw what the other kids were getting, and I'm like, but you got these and you didn't expect to get it, and it's great, and be grateful. And I felt horrible. I felt so bad. So yeah, so we got through it. The great news is our staff meeting is canceled, so that means I can go home and rest before my dentist appointment tonight. I feel like I have so much to do, but I just feel like I can do nothing of it. So tomorrow we're having a district-wide grade level meeting, but luckily it's at our school, so I can stay after that meeting to get my work done that I need to do, and I can catch up and do all that stuff. Oh, the mom did bring me, I got this little thing. It's a little owl figurine. Then this headband, which I can wear on Halloween if I so choose, and some necklaces, pens, and then some lollipops. So that was nice. She also gave me this wine glass that says, Hocus Pocus, I need wine to focus, which I don't drink, so that's not true, but I can use it for something else. So I thought that was really nice. So I got something out of it too, which was nice. So yeah, so that was my day. So I'm going to, I have to print out something, clean up a little bit, and then I don't even think I'm going to clean up a little bit. I think I'm just going to take off. I am so tired now. But I'm going to go ahead and end this vlog here. I might go ahead and vlog again tomorrow, but that's going to be a separate entry or a separate vlog, just because I don't want this to run too long. So yeah. So those were Monday and Tuesday of this week. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Please leave any comments if you have any comments to say. I would love to hear from you, and have a wonderful day.